But you were also talking about because you played the drum, and so you hear the drum more often.
Yeah, I'm a huge, fan. I'm a drummer first and foremost. So, I've heard that someone said once that a band is only as good as its drummer. So if you have a terrible drummer, your band can be terrible. You've got to have a good drummer.
I feel like Genesis. Didn't that guy sing too?
Yeah, that would be Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, yes. And but he was the drummer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who are the great drummers?
In my book, Keith Moon, Stewart Copeland, Ringo Starr, Clem Burke from Blondie.
From Blondie, okay.
Janet Weiss, I'm a fan of.
What's she in?
She played with Carrie and Sleater Kinney.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
And Wild Flag. I would say Topper Hedden from The Clash, Dave Barbarossa, Tito Puente, the Latin timbale player, was great. I didn't grow up on jazz, so I don't know all the jazz drummers. I'm only coming from a rock place.
Right. And I remember, because I come from a marching band place, and I loved, one of my, like my favorite instruments in the world are like the timpani, the cello, and the French horn, or the flugelhorn. I really like the flugelhorn.
Interesting.
Yeah, and...
Let's go through that again.
The timpani. Yes. I also like that instrument.
Do you like the orchestral timpani or the marching drum kind of?
The orchestral one, because it has a deeper...
Yeah, it's really something.
Yeah.
It's always moving.
What's this instrument? You know that instrument it's like a bell with a little hammer thing?
I don't know the name of it, but it's like, I know what you're talking about. It's almost like a sound effect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You hit the ball and it's like...
That's it.
Yeah.
So that's another good instrument.
Yeah.
I got some faves.
Yeah.
But the timpani it always adds drama.
Yeah. And it looks cool.
It's a cool...
Yeah.
In marching band, there were the 3 drums, the triple set that they would do.
Sort of toms.
Yeah.
Those marching band always sounds great.
I love a marching band.
Yeah, same here. It's always a good sound. Like the sound of the drums, particularly, it's always great.
I want my friend Stefan was in the drums. Stefan and Paul were my 2 friends that were drummers in high school, and after high school, after college, there was a reunion of the marching band, and so I got my trumpet and went to rehearsal. I wasn't going to be there for the thing, but they said that I could come and just sit in and rehearsal and play the 9 songs that we used to play in marching band.
So you played trumpet?
I played clarinet, and then I played bass clarinet in concert band, and then I played trumpet in marching band. So it was, I wasn't very good at any of them. I was very much a team, sure. But when they played the cadence, when you march, I laughed and cried because it was such a visceral memory.
Yeah.
Whenever you hear
it's
a beat,
it's real sense memory.
It's
great. It's a great sound. Did you ever hear Scottish drumming?
No.
It's marching band also. You've heard it in police, sometimes in police parades.
Oh, police parades.
And it's these really tightly tuned snare drums that sound like...
Yeah? That's Scottish?
I've heard it in Scottish bands. I don't know where it originates from, but that's how I identify it. It's sort of Scottish, like... very, almost, it sounds like paper.
That does. It sounds like thin.
Yeah, very thin, but it's kind of cool.
Have you played all different kinds of drums, or what do you like?
Yeah, my favorite kind of drumming is, first of all, very show-offy drumming. I like a lot of flair and hamminess in drums. Yeah. which Keith Moon had. But I like Latin drumming, like music from Cuba and Puerto Rico and New York, really. Okay. Timbales are these high-pitched drums that Tito Puente used to play. They look like they're about half the size of a tom-tom. And they're very metallic looking. There's usually narrow. 2. They're narrow. Okay. There's usually 2 of them. They sound like bring 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 ding 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 dong 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 ding. It's like this kind of very shrill, resonating sound.
But a tone to it more than not as much snare drummy as just a real.
Yes, and very not rock and roll because it doesn't lay down a beat. It just kind of rumbles along to the song. So it's kind of rumbling. And like it's very like the purpose of it I think was to make people dance, and it did. So that's salsa dancing and all that. Sometimes you hear a little cowbell in it.
Okay.
But that is my favorite. That sound of the timbales is my favorite sound.
Is the favorite. Okay. And is that sometimes used in a drum set? Or is it usually
now a lot of fancy pants drummers will put it in their drum set.
Yeah.
But traditionally it's a man standing or a woman.
Right.
Sheila E. was brilliant at it.
Oh, really?
Is brilliant at it. Yeah, Sheila E. That's her instrument. And it's just you stand, and it's these 2 drums, sometimes 6. Mm-hmm. And you sort of stand and you just play along.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you done any salsa dancing? Have you done that?
Yeah, I took salsa dancing lessons when I was in Chicago. And then I got really into salsa music, and I had like a salsa band for a little while.
Just played with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not a professional good one, just more like sort of, I want to have a salsa band.
Right, and just hang out and play salsa.
Yeah.
Which is, I think is because Carrie was talking about that one of her sort of, she doesn't meditate, she'll practice guitar. Uh-huh. And it'll bring her to kind of a zen place,
yeah,
you know?
I can imagine that.
Yeah, so I think that's, doing stuff like that, like it's also creative, but it's not the creative thing that you do. So right. it sort of very much refills your coffers of this is just for fun.
Yeah.
Whether we're amazing at it or we aren't, it does not matter.
Which is great. It's like the uncool definition of it would be hobby.
Right.
Right. Hobby is such an antiquated word in a way, but really, if you get down to it, that's exactly what it is. It's a hobby.
Right. Well, I have friends who play like pickup basketball, and who or play basketball with their friends, or they go out and they play kickball, and they end up drinking some beer, but they kickball, you know, and that's just a silly fun, and it's athletic, and they want to win, but they're not married to the competition of it. No. Yeah. So I think that that's so good to have that kind of thing in life, because, like we do stand up. You do some acting, but if you could do everything, like if you could do painting, and if you could do music, and if you could, it makes your whole life more grounded, because you're not going to be good at everything.
No. And it's good for your brain, I think, to have a part of it that isn't focused on being the best. Or that's, it's just like something that you can just enjoy for itself.
Yeah.